democratized, technology got democratized, now cognitive ability has been democratized. As a business person, as a startup, as a for somebody to invest in me, now the single biggest thing is being an ethical person. Earlier it was good to be a good human being, but right now it makes a lot of good business sense to be a good human being. And now the question for founders is that how do I do it? I have five C's, I have three P's, I have seven S, so many frameworks that the Western world has given to us. I would like to draw everyone's attention to India, to Bharat. We have had great entrepreneurs in the past. We are a civilization where we had Mozart, we had Silk Route, we had Spice Route, right? So now coming to what is the framework that an entrepreneur could use to go in that right direction, so that people are able to, have more trust on that person, on that team. So the framework is BIZ, a small talk that I gave last year based on the teachings of Pandit Sriram Sharmacharya, where B stands for Bahaduri. That is, if I'm a founder, and I've seen it myself, one or two rounds of funding, three rounds of funding, you have start taking those pressures from, let's say, the investors, from your employees, from your vendors, from your customers, that cost need to grow, right? And then there is a thin line between, ethics. So B stands for Bahaduri, that is righteous fearlessness. You are looking at being right. Whether it takes you 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, you have to oppose anyone, that's fine. So righteous fearless. I is Imandari, and there's a very good consultancy firm, I will not name it, but they have one very good thing that they did their consultants right on the first day of the ethics part, that was if you're taking one decision and you are a bit jittery, are you fine if that decision that you took comes in the newspaper next day? Your family sees it, your friend sees it, your employer sees it. Are you fine with that? That is Imandari. So I. Z is Zimmedari. Zimmedari means that I take care of my own self, I take care of my family, I take care of my company. But then, what about now my nation? What about my society? And what about the planet itself? When we were talking about this great example of ocean cleaning, who is the person who has done it? Us. When I create a company, when my entire revenue is about people coming and scrolling without paying a heed to their mental attention or the addiction that they are going into, I'm not thinking about the society. I'm not thinking about the planet. I might create a $1 billion firm that people have. I might go towards fast fashion, but what is it doing to the ocean? What is it doing to the western coast of Africa? Just go there, 300 kilometers of coastline, just fill the dumps. So that's Zimmedari. So we, outgrow ourselves from person, from family to society to nation and to entire planet. It was always the theme was there. And last, Samajhdari, short term versus long term. Always, and when you were said about somebody asking about all the 140 startups and the investment details, right? Samajhdari is something which is long term thing and against a short term thing. So I'll just give one last example and then. So when we were running NSO, which was our own startup, and it was an end-to-end property management for people who were living away. So there was this person who was living in Dubai, and he said that boss, I want to give my keys to you. Give it to a person, a family who is married, right? And we could not find one, but we found two people who were very close about to get married, but technically they were not, right? And we were in our growth stage. He was big client and could have given us a lot of investments. He said that we have two ways. Either we could tell him that we've got the right client. He is not coming from Dubai to India anytime soon, and by the time he does, things have already closed and they are married. But we told him after thinking about that, no, that they are about. I'm just staring at just to mention the point. We told him that they are good friends, they are about to get married, but technically they are not. And if you just want to break the deal, fine. What do you think the person did? The person not only continued with us, he got a lot many clients to us. So that is maybe an example of short term versus long term. So as a founder, we have so many decisions to make every single day. Matlab, if I am an employee, still I'm an owner, but as a founder, those decisions get compounded. So if I have this layer of BIZS, Bahadri, Imandari, Zimmedari, and Samajhdari, then as you were also saying, and as you were also saying, you would be able to generate that trust in the system. And even if it takes you 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years, you will build a brand that is sustainable. Sorry, it was a long answer, but thank you.
No problem at all. So, Bhagri, Imandari, Zimmedari, and Samajhdari. What a wonderful perspective. Which brings me to my follow-up. With AI becoming part of almost every business today, what should entrepreneurs, professionals, and MSMEs keep in mind to use AI responsibly and ethically while scaling?
I'll keep it very brief now. So, with AI, I think if I were a founder, I will just keep one thing in mind, that accountability stays with me ultimately. Right? Whatever I am doing, however I am using it, accountability stays with me. And I want to give an example because AI is an amplifier. It's called, because in the human history, right from printing press to wheel to internet, mobile phones, they have been revolution. AI is a revolution, right? But AI has revolutionized the decision making also, right? So now, what if I am using AI as a founder? I'll just need to remember this, that accountability is ultimately mine, right? And whatever I feed, it will amplify 10 times. So same thing with fire, right? If you put garbage, you get pollution. But if you put medicinal herbs, you get gas, right? So I think that's what the founders need to keep in mind while using AI.
Absolutely. So I think we have had a very interesting and enriching discussion. Before we conclude, I will request the panelists to leave the audience with one final line of advice, one word or one line, as short as we can. On the question, Manju, starting with you, what is one problem every founder must learn to solve before they can truly scale?
I think you answered the question in the question itself, that there has to be a problem that you're trying to solve for. Because when I meet a lot of founders, right, and अभी थोड़ा कम हो गया, but if you go back 4 5 years, maybe 3 years ago, right, everybody was just trying to put a buzzword on कि मेरा deep tech startup है या मेरा AI startup है. आप उससे थोड़ा भी ज़्यादा पूछो कि ये AI का यूज़ कर कहाँ रहे हो, टेक्नोलॉजी का यूज़ कर कहाँ रहे हो, क्या वहाँ टेक्नोलॉजी का ज़रूरत भी है कि नहीं, right? They will be black, right? So you should be solving some genuine problem. And what he mentioned, right? Are you building something that is slightly better than what others are doing in the market? And are you trying to create a category, right? He rightly pointed. But fundamentally एक problem होनी चाहिए जो आप solve कर रहे हो, जो अभी कोई और solve या तो नहीं किया है या आप उसको उससे better तरीके से solve करो.
We will save question for you.
I will reiterate a little bit of what I said previously. I think founders should build for trust before they build for scale, and build an infrastructure rather than just building a one-time use product. We should also look at that first kind of trust protocol which the world ever saw was money and user payment. And I personally believe the next generation of trust protocol will be in the AI era will be verified potential, of humans, verified potential of the product, verified potential of the tools that you are building, verified potential of governance. So entrepreneurs who would build this are not just building a product or a company, they will be building something like a currency. So if you guys own the currency, you run the whole game. So that's my closing note, that build for trust rather before building for scale.
Question to you, sir.
My take here would be that I would urge all the founders to spend a lot of time on finding what the actual problem is. Because, and I'll just give you a small example and then goes. I take a lot of sessions for the school kids also on entrepreneurship, right? To just see where they're thinking. And I asked them, what is the problem that world is facing and we want to solve? And they said climate change, poverty, lack of education. But then when we go deeper, right, climate change is not the problem. The problem is overconsumption. The problem is our thinking, right? So ultimately, if one really needs to solve anything, it's the thought that needs to change, which are planned. So that's the more time you spend on really knowing what the problem is, the better will be the solution. So I think that would be my opinion.
So the key takeaway is to build trust and to stop chasing growth blindly and start solving right business problems with clarity and discipline. So thank you to all our panelists, and on behalf of everyone here, I thank you again for joining us. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you very much. And it's a pleasure to be coming on forward for the photo ones. We are running out of time, otherwise we will take more questions from the audience. But